Levi Stadium in Santa Clara. Coming up, we've got a good one in store. It's the Green Bay Packers and the San Francisco 49ers. Mike Tirico along with my partner Greg Olson. It's Will Lutz, the kicker, who gets this started. Off we go from a rainy Levi's Stadium. And he'll be taken down right at the 29-yard line. The 49ers offense set to get to work for the first time. They'll be led out by their quarterback, man out of the University of Washington. Here's Jake Browning.
The biggest takeaway coming off last week's loss is he just needs to make a bigger impact overall. He certainly wasn't bad. I mean, no interceptions, protected the ball. But he needs to do more. He needs to kind of let it loose and take some more shots downfield and maybe throw into some tighter windows. For his team to win, this offense needs to be better, and at the front of that is the play of the quarterback.
They'll send their tight end left. Again, it's Benson. And nothing doing there. Only back to the line of scrimmage. It'll be an early third down coming up.
A gain of a yard brings up 3rd and 3.
Tight end motioning left. They'll try and run here with Benson. And he's going to have a Niners first down by a couple of yards. They get 4 on that 3rd and 2. Stoppage here. One of the 49ers is down. Athletic training staff's going to take a look, but this is a problem late in the season. So they come to the line for first down and 10. They run out of the gun with Benson. And some space opens as he's brought down following a gain of 6. From the 48-yard line, here's 2nd and 3. They'll run. Here's Benson. And he's going to get him a first down here across midfield and down to the 45. Stoppage here. One of the 49ers is down. Athletic training staff's going to take a look, but this is a problem late in the season. Njoku, the tight end, is the one in motion. A run out of the gun with Benson. That's a nice job keeping his balance in these conditions. A gain of about 5.
Brings up 2nd and 5.
Ball on the 40 now. Here's 2nd and 5. A run with Benson. Maybe a couple there. It's 3rd down.
And with that run, Mike, even though it brings up 3rd down, it still keeps this offense in what they call a 50-50 downs. It means with the down and distance provided, you can call a run or a pass, and both are equal threats. And that's what makes it so hard for these defenses to defend those situations.
So on 4th down, here's Corey Bojorquez to kick it away. Back deep, it's Tyreek Hill. And this one's going to land out of bounds as they'll mark it inside the 20. The Green Bay offense set to go to work for the first time. And they're led by the man who waited his turn, the 2020 first-rounder, Jordan Love.
So you take a look at last week's game, Mike, and you certainly wouldn't say that he played poorly. I mean, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. That's a clean slate. And when you talk to his coaches, they said they haven't seen him this motivated to bounce back after a loss in his entire career. So he's had a great week of practice. He's really challenging the guys around him to elevate their standard. And if it's any indication of how today is going to go, I think we're in for a treat.
Here's a 3rd and 10. From the gun, it's Love. That's over the middle and intercepted.
Well, we're getting a little test here early, Mike, to see just how easy is this team to wrap. Didn't look like they were able to get through that opening script that they had worked on all week. So I'm going to be curious on this next drive. Do they stick to the plan? Do they pick up where they left off? Or is there a little bit of a reaction, or dare I say panic, to come out and make some adjustments in response to that early interception?
The Niners offense ready to see the football for the second time. They start with outstanding field position, trying to get the first points of this game. It'll be 1st and 10. They send Godwin in motion. They fake the jet sweep and will hand it up the middle. And he'll be taken down, but we have a chance for the first points of this game as they've set up 1st and goal. Now it looks like we have an injured Packer player on the field. Athletic training staff's going to take a look, but this is a problem late in the season. Here's a run. He'll get maybe a yard down to the 4-yard line.
So everything this defense talks about, Mike, is creating negative plays. It's one of the best run defenses in football. Everything is about suffocating you at the line of scrimmage, make you work for everything you get.
And he is going the wrong way, tackled back at the 7.
It makes sense on 2nd and goal, Mike, to keep this ball on the ground. You always have 3rd down again to finally punch it in. But now after the defense forces you backwards, I think you have to consider putting this one in the air here on 3rd and goal.
And that is incomplete. He was looking for George Pickens there. Now it's 4th and goal. Jason Sanders on to try the field goal. This about as short as you can get. He has to drive this through the rain, but he does. The kick is good. And the Niners will take a 3-0 lead.
Anytime you find yourself kicking in these elements, Mike, you just can't take anything for granted, especially when it comes to your plant foot, your balance, your control, your footing. It's so important, and give credit, he does a great job here able to put that one through.
From the 25, they'll go to work. 1st and 10. On the ground, it's Jacobs to start the drive. A good physical run, motoring forward for 9. You get a look there at his numbers on the ground from a week ago. 2nd and inches. They'll run the draw with Jacobs. And he'll work forward for a yard, but that's all he needed. This is going to be a 1st down.
It's possible they could have tried to be a little bit more aggressive on 2nd down, knowing they had 3rd and inches in their back pocket. But I don't think anyone's going to complain. Pick up the 1st down, extend the drive, see if you can go score.
And not much there. Good defense, held to no gain. Now it looks like we have an injured Packer player on the field. Athletic training staff's going to take a look, but this is a problem late in the season. 2nd and 10. Out of the shotgun, it's Love. Open man downfield, Tyreek Hill. And he's going to be dragged down, but not until he's inside the 25.
21 yards on the play. That's good for a Packers 1st down.
On the ground, here's the first carry for Marshawn Lloyd. And he'll try to keep his footing, manages to work it ahead for a couple of yards. From the 20, here's 2nd down and 7. Another run here with Lloyd. The ball comes out. And this is going to wind up 49er football. They have it.
And with all this talk about ball security, I can tell you firsthand, Mike, a lot of it just becomes mental. It's like the more you think about it, the more you stress it in practice, it almost gets worse. It's one of those things that when it starts to spiral, it's just hard to pull yourself out.
Here's the San Francisco offense, ready to take possession of the ball once more. They'll look to build on their 3-0 lead as this drive starts. And remember now, all turnovers have to be verified by a replay. So they might be taking a look at this one. At issue was the knee or any other body part except the hand down before the ball comes loose. And are the visuals convincing enough to overturn the call on the field? So that one overturned. They say the runner was down, and that will not be a fumble. Forced out wide. He'll try and get there on the ground. Space getting tight here. Down to the 13-yard line. They work 1st and 10.
First down, Packers.
On the handoff, this is Jacobs. And good blocking up front, paving the way for a gain of 8 on the ground. Now it's 2nd and 1. Love. It is brought in the end zone. Tyreek Hill. Touchdown, Packers. That's the 5th touchdown for him on the year.
And this is what good offenses in the NFL do, Mike. It's the ability to bounce back, even if the onset of the game doesn't go exactly according to plan. Everybody wants to take their opening possession and go down there and come away with a touchdown. But it's not always going to be perfect. You turn it over on possession 1. What are you going to do in response on possession 2? Well, we just got our answer, and they took it down for 6.
So now after the touchdown, Lutz going to send this one away. On the return, it's Jim DK. And they'll bring him down just shy of the 30-yard line. 49ers offense ready to get back at it. They'll try to establish some tempo as they start this one with 1st and 10. They'll go play action here with Browning. That'll be taken in. It's Trey Benson. They'll get about 4 here as he is taken down.
Brings up 2nd and 5.
On the ground, it's Benson. And they bring him down, but not until he gets the 45-yard line. A gain of 11 on that one. It's good for a Niners 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 45-yard line.
They'll go again with Benson. Crazy. And they're going to work this down inside the 45. Good run after a good run. This one for 14 yards and another 1st down.
49er first down. 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line.
Here's a 1st carry for their running back. He'll push forward for about a yard. Darius Robinson in on the tackle. 2nd down and 8. Play fake. They're going to throw with Browning. And he got rid of that one quickly before the receiver even knew what was going on. That's incomplete. They need 8 as they come up for 3rd down. Operating out of the gun, it's Browning. Taking off, he'll try to get there. A 1st down on the scramble. A gain of 16.
The defensive line has to do a better job of contain rushing, especially on 3rd down, Mike. You can't rush one-on-one. You have to rush as a unit.
Oh, the ball's out. And he'll work forward for about 4. It's 2nd down.
Now, obviously, there's never a good time to fumble the ball. It's probably the thing that teams stress the most is ball security. But it makes it a little bit easier knowing that your own team was able to fall on top of it, and at least you can maintain possession.
He was looking for that cutback lane, but it never developed. Tracked down behind the line. So they'll talk over what to do on this 3rd down play as we have hit the end of the 1st quarter. It's the Packers on top, and we're back in the Bay Area after this. the 49ers with the football to start quarter number 2. It is 3rd and 10 as we are ready to get back underway. To the air, Browning here on 3rd down. Rolling right. That is going to be ball in. He's got it. Trey Benson. Touchdown. 49ers.
This is one of those cases, Mike, where the play caller understands, I got 3 points in my back pocket. There's no need here to be conservative. Let's keep this drive alive and see if we can come away with a touchdown. But instead of just trying to pick up the first down, they go for the big one, and it's a perfect throw, great catch, and they come away with 6.
The extra point by Sanders is good. And the 49ers are on top. It's now 10-7. Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. He fields it at the 8. He's across the 20, taken down just shy of the 25. For Packers offense and wideout, Matthew Golden headed for their next possession. He's right there in contention for the most receiving yards by a wideout this year, currently ranked 2nd in the NFL. This drive will begin with a run by Lloyd. Nice gain on 1st down, but the penalty flags come in. And the question now, will the play stand? And quickly out to Williams.
The timing of these RPO concepts, that's the entire key. Remember, Mike, in the college game, they get a 3-yard window that they're allowed to be downfield even on a forward pass. That's not the rule in the NFL. These decisions have to be made quickly. If not, even after a good pickup, you could be coming back due to a flag.
And that'll go for a gain of 7. And it's going to set up 3rd down. Here's Love. That one hot. He finds Golden. And he'll be brought down, but not before they get this all the way up near midfield. A gain of 21 on that pass play. 1st down, Packers.
At the 49-yard line.
Here's a give up the middle with White. Cutting very difficult in these conditions. He gets forward here for a gain of about 3. Ball on the 47-yard line. Here's 2nd and 6.
At the Niners' 47-yard line.
Love gonna give it to Lloyd. And he'll maneuver his way down to the 44. Linebacker Fred Warner brings him down.
A gain of 4.
Try to run it with Lloyd. This will not do the trick. They've stopped him behind the line. 4th down coming up.
Well, what looked like an advantage for the offense, Mike, facing 2nd and short now, has turned into a win for the defense. Back-to-back stops for a loss. And it brings up 4th down.
That one hit inside the 10, but it bounces forward into the end zone. Bring it back out to the 20-yard line. The 49ers offense and running back Trey Benson getting ready for their next drive. The drive begins at the 20. Here's 1st and 10. First play of the drive, and here's Benson. And he ran right through one tackle, fighting forward. Good gain on the ground of about 7.
He's done a really nice job making the most of his touches. They've made it a priority. Let's use this ground game to try to wear down the defense, and right now it's one of the main reasons why they have the lead.
Again, it's Benson. His defense all over this one. They get him down behind the lines. It's a loss of a couple. 3rd and 5.
A loss of 2 yards. It's 3rd down and 5.
From the gun, it's Browning. This one down the field, but lined up incomplete. Ricky Pearsall, the intended receiver. And that's going to lead to a 4th down. Here's Corey Bojorquez now. He'll be looking for something a little better than that first effort which he shanked. But he cannot get away. Great job down there to hold him to a short return. The Packers offense in wideout, Matthew Golden, headed for their next possession. And he has been a tough guy to contain all season long, as reflected in those numbers that you see there. Cutting very difficult in these conditions. He gets forward here for a gain of about 3. Ball on the 36 now. Here's 2nd and 7.
At the 36-yard line.
They'll go again with Lloyd. Room to run past midfield. And he will finally be brought down at the Niners' 33-yard line.
Gain of 32 yards. That's good for a Packers first down. It's a gain of 32.
On first down, right back to Lloyd. Cutting very difficult in these conditions. He gets forward here for a gain of about 3.
On the tackle. A 3-yard pickup.
Now, whistles here. Looks like one of the defenders got a head start. From the 24 now, here's 2nd down and 2. They run out of the gun, and here's Lloyd. And he is stopped in his tracks. Loss of a couple on the play.
The offense thinks that they can just kind of plow this one up there in the middle and keep the chains moving, but not on this defense. Not only do they not pick up the first down, but after suffering that loss, now they've got some decisions to make on 3rd down.
Pass caught right side by Kraft. He was trying to get to the marker, but he's not going to get there. About a yard short. Now, what do you do on 4th and 1? What's his kick? Is good. And the Packers will level the score at 10 apiece.
And that's really well done here, Mike. I mean, everything's in rhythm. A good snap, a good hold, and a good kick ties this game.
From the 6, here comes a return. He'll get this past the 20 before he's brought down shy of the 25-yard line.
24-yard line.
So here's a 1st and 10 now. They'll start from the 24. They send Godwin in motion. On first down, Browning. And the rush gets home. He'll go down. They got him.
By Devontae Wyatt. No gain on the play.
Browning to throw on 2nd down. Was brought down. That pass is going to pick up 4 and bring up 3rd down.
Complete to George Pickens. A gain of 5.
Browning from the gun. He's got his man complete to Pearsall. And he's going to have the first down. It is a gain of 6. Good conversion on 3rd down.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 35.
The tight end going in motion to the left. On 1st and 10, here's Benson. And he'll just hope to stay on his feet here, picking his way forward for a gain of about 4. They'll break the huddle. It's 2nd and 5.
At the 40-yard line.
On 2nd down, it's Benson. And he'll be marked down at the 45-yard line. A gain there of 15. First down, 49ers.
And the 49ers lead first down. 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line.
On the toss, they go with Benson. And he's going to be taken down. Not so easy this time. They drop him back behind the line. It's 2nd down.
Loss of a yard. Brings up 2nd and 11 at the 47-yard line.
From the gun, here's Browning. He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete. A tough spot here. 3rd and long. The go ahead and use the first of their timeouts as they'll discuss what's to come as fourth down is looming. Here's the punter now as he is on to punt it away for San Francisco. And not the greatest of results here. This is going to hit the field of play and continue out of bounds. The Packers offense ready to come back out for this next possession. They'll begin with 1st and 10. They'll start this on the ground with Lloyd. And he finds some daylight. Up past the 35-yard line. A pickup of 7.
It's a gain of 8. Brings up 2nd and 2.
Throwing on 2nd down, Love. Good work there defensively. Knocked it away, and that pass falls incomplete. Tucker Kraft was the intended receiver there. And it's going to be 3rd down. Love to throw. He's got his man. It's Hill. He's going to have the 1st down. So they convert on 3rd down with a pickup of 9. The outside. It's brought in by Golden. And he'll be run out of bounds. That's a good gain on 1st down. They pick up 7 yards. On 2nd down, Love. Throwing left side. And it's taken in by Williams. And they're going to move this ball inside the 25-yard line. A pickup there of 25 yards. Good for a Green Bay 1st down. To throw is Love. He'll get that to his tight end. That's Jelani Woods. Here comes 2nd and 4.
A 6-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 4.
They'll run over center, and it's Lloyd. And this defense up to the task there. Gain of just 2, and it's 3rd down. Here's Love. And this ball incomplete on 3rd down.
So prior to that 3rd down call, Mike, I thought they put themselves in a pretty good situation. At that down and distance, they had run and pass, both at their disposal, but nice job by the defense being up to the task. Forced the incomplete, brings up 4th down.
And he's not going anywhere. Stuck behind the line. They have turned it over on down.
Yeah, so I think, Mike, this is one of those decisions where the conditions and the elements definitely come into play. I think in a normal day of clear weather, this coach makes a different decision in this situation. But here, I can totally understand why he decided to be aggressive and go for it on 4th down.
Here's Browning on 1st and 10. Quick throw on target to Pickens. Come to the line now on 2nd and 2.
It's a gain of 8. Brings up 2nd and 2. At the
One final throw before the break. And that is incomplete. One final chance does not work out. Time has expired. The 1st half has come to an end.
All right, Mike, thanks very much. It is week 17. Playoff spots on the line, seeding on the line, coaching jobs may be on the line. Let's dive in. Our trip through the NFL starts now. We begin at MetLife Stadium. The Giants at home to take on the Eagles in the NFC East. And this is Tank Bigsby, a 58-yard touchdown run. With that, let's give you a look here at the current playoff picture. Meanwhile, in our game, we expected a tight one, and we got it, all even at the break. As we send you back out to our commentary team, Mike Tirico and Greg Olson.
Could not ask for more from that 1st half. All even as we begin quarter number 3. Now, here comes a return from the 9. And a decent return there. He'll get this up just shy. to Jacobs to start the drive. He's fighting to get back to the line of scrimmage, but can't get there. Dropped for the loss of a yard.
With the struggles they had running the ball in the first half, Mike, it makes sense that they're trying here early in the second to get this ball carrier going. But this last run's not going to do him any favors. Another rush, another loss of yards.
Back to the left side and taken in by Golden. And he's going to be brought down up past the 45. A 19-yard pickup there. First down, Packers.
First and 10 at the 47-yard line.
This is clinic tape for any young wide receiver out there watching this guy run routes. He has the defender thinking everything is a go ball. Attack him vertically, and then when you get to your route depth, you stick that foot in the ground, you break in, balls on time, results in a nice first down pickup.
Brings up second and 7.
Another run here with Lloyd. He'll get about 2. That's Bobby Okereke there for the stop. Here now, 3rd and 5. From the gun, it's Love. That one on target to Williams. He's got it. Ball rests at the 37. It's 1st and 10.
That's good for a Packers first down. A gain of 11 on the play.
Shotgun snap and a give to Lloyd. And he's trying to get around the corner, but will not. Brought down. That's a loss on the play.
Behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of 2. Brings up second and 12 at the 39-yard line.
On play action, Love. That's to Kraft, the tight end downfield. He is out of bounds. They have worked it inside the 15.
That's another Packers.
They'll run over center with White. A gain of 4 as he's taken down.
Leonardo Green on the tackle.
Here's a 2nd and 6.
It's now second and 6 at the 8-yard line.
On the ground, it's Lloyd. And the Packers are going to be set up 1st and goal. Couldn't reach the plane, but they'll have it at the 1-yard line.
And the Packers first down. First and goal, Green Bay.
Lloyd trying to find a crease in that mass of humanity, but he's going to come up short.
No gain.
Another shot from the 1 on 2nd and goal. They'll try to run with Lloyd. And this one ruined quickly. Take him back to the 5-yard line.
I think this is one of those cases, Mike, where simple is better than creative. They try to get fancy, and not only do they not get the ball into the end zone, they don't even get the ball back to the original line of scrimmage. We're going to see here, this could end up costing them 6 points.
That one taken in. Matthew Golden. Touchdown, Green Bay. His 12th touchdown of the year. For quarterbacks, there are so many stats we use to measure a good season. This is one of them. 30 touchdowns. That was number 30 on the year. Lutz for the extra point. His kick is good. And the Packers go up by 7. It is now 17-10.
49ers 10.
So now after the touchdown, Lutz going to send this one away. Jimmy DK now to return it. And he'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. The 49ers offense starting to trot out for this next possession. Find themselves trailing 17-10 now as they come up with first down and 10. Play fake, and here is Browning. Throw, left side, complete to Pearsall. And that keeps him ahead of schedule. That's a first down completion of 7 yards. They'll run here with Benson. And They bring him down, but not until he gets the 45-yard line. A gain there of 10 yards. It's good for a Niners first down.
49ers first down. First and 10 at the 45-yard line.
They'll go again with Benson. And they're going to work this down inside the 45. Give him 10 more on that one. And another first down. They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for first and 10. They send Godwin in motion. A run with Benson. And he'll try to keep his footing. Manages to work it ahead for a couple of yards. From the 42-yard line. Here's second down and 7. Njoku, the tight end, is the one in motion. Lone back in the backfield. He'll get the carry here. He is met and dropped. A couple of yards behind the line of scrimmage, too. Third down and 9.
It's third and 9.
Operating out of the gun, it's Browning. And they're going to get to him and take him down, taken back to the other side of midfield.
Defense came out in a soft zone, and I think it caught the quarterback a little off guard. He was trying to attack them downfield. By the time he was able to get through his progression to his check down, he ran out of time, and that's all the pass rush needed to get to the backfield and bring him down.
The 49ers out for the punt, as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. And no chance of a run back here. This one's going to sail out of bounds. Jordan Love, the rest of the Packer offense, ready for their next possession. And he's had it going in the first half. Really had his way with the secondary. They have been powerless to stop him. Now they'll try to keep it going. Love to throw it on first down. Left side, he finds Kraft. From the 33, here's second down and 4.
Brings up second and 4.
Love gonna give it to Lloyd.
I think this second down call, Mike, they were hoping that at worst they had themselves set up for a third down and short. But there's no need for third down. He was able to get enough on second, and they get a fresh set of downs.
On first down, it's Lloyd. He'll try to get back to the line, but he's not happening. Gonna lose a yard.
So there's multiple factors, Mike, that make blitzes successful. So, of course, there's the initial design. Can you attack the vulnerabilities of the offense's blocking scheme? And then in this case, the next phase is the timing. You can see this linebacker knew exactly when that ball was going to be snapped. The offensive line had no chance to identify and pick him up, and he's able to bring him down for a loss. I think this play is a direct result of his film study. He knew exactly where that ball was going before the play was snapped, and that play recognition, man, it separates a lot of guys in this league and results in a negative play.
That is catch number 60 for the season.
And the Packers first down. A gain of 18 on the play. First down, Packers.
Third downs, Mike, those are quarterback downs. Those are the downs where you tend to find yourself in a must-pass situation, and that's where the top guys in the league are still capable of overcoming it. So throw the ball downfield, be accurate with the ball. Winning on third downs, that is a recipe for success. Well, this play, Mike, was clearly about the job of this defensive line. Great job holding their ground, forcing these blockers to be stood up. Nowhere to go for this running back, and they hold him to no gain.
They work this out wide for Lloyd. And it'll be brought down as we tick towards the end of this third quarter. So we are through 3. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL on EA Sports. This crowd into it now as we get to third down. Out of the shotgun, it's Love. And they're going to get to him and take him down, take him back to the other side of midfield. Nick Bosa. He gets in to pick up sack number 18 now on the year.
As this clock continues to tick, we're getting dangerously close here to do-or-die territory. But after that third down sack, real good chance of getting off the field. No points allowed. Let's see if their offense now can do their job, because defense certainly did theirs.
On comes the Packers punting team as they try to play the field position game here, protecting a fourth quarter lead. That is fielded at the 20. And he'll get a few yards back here on the return before being forced out of bounds. The Niners offense and running back Trey Benson getting ready for their next drive. And it's hard to believe you can run the ball a whole lot better than he has. The vision, the cutback ability, the acceleration, the stats. It has all been on display throughout. And he'll be stacked up at the line of scrimmage.
No gain on the play. 2nd and 10 at the 28-yard line.
They'll try again here. 2nd and 10. From the gun, it's Browning. He is hit before he can get rid of it, and down he goes. Micah Parsons. He gets in for the sack, and that is now an even 20 on the year. What a season. On 3rd and long, here is Browning. To the left side, to Godwin. Pretty good effort on that one. It will not be enough. It's going to bring up 4th down.
A 14-yard gain. It's 4th down.
On the return, it's Hill. And that is good coverage by the punt team as they meet him and bring him down.
At their own
Jordan Love and the rest of
line.
the Packer offense ready for their next possession. And he has been masterful so far leading this offense, keeping the mistakes to a minimum, on point with his passes, generally one step ahead of the defense all game long. Trying to find some place to go, but nothing developing. Tackled behind the line. It's a loss of 1.
At this stage in the fourth quarter, great job by the defense, understanding exactly what the offense is trying to do. They're trying to bleed the clock, shorten the game. They completely sold out to stop the run, able to take them down for a loss.
Pass caught right side by Kraft. And he's going to be dropped after a pickup of about 5.
A gain of 6 on the play.
From the gun on 3rd down, it's Love. He's got a touchdown on the books from earlier, and that catch gets him a 1st down.
A gain of 12 yards. That's good for a Packers 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line.
So this is a part of the game that everybody works on, Mike. They call it 4-minute offense. You don't necessarily have to have 4 minutes on the clock, but the whole idea is we possess the ball late in the fourth quarter with the lead. The goal is we want to end the game with the ball. So that 3rd down conversion is going to go a long way. Protect the ball, continue to pick up 1st downs. If they do that, I don't even think their opponent sees the ball again.
To the left side, in the hands of Hill. And he's going to be dropped after a pickup of about 5.
6 on the play. And this
Love
3rd down.
going up top. He's got it. And he's out of bounds all the way inside the 15-yard line. Now it looks like we have an injured Packer player on the field. They can still get a 1st down at the 1. 1st and 10, they go from the 11. Again, inside, there's Lord. And he'll get about 5.
The tackle made at the 6-yard line. It's a gain of 5. Brings up 2nd and 5.
They run with White, and he's into the end zone. That might be the knockout punch. Touchdown, Packers. everything you want to do right there, Greg, in the fourth quarter. Get the ball with the lead and extend it to a 2-score advantage.
Yeah, and I think this just might end up being too much to overcome. You said it. Once you get a 2-score lead this late in the fourth quarter, there's just not enough possessions to be had to claw yourself back in it.
The kick by Lutz is good. And the Packers move out to a 24-10 lead. So now after the touchdown, Lutz going to send this one away. This one taken at the 7. And he is stopped at the 25. The drive will begin there. The Niners offense and running back Trey Benson getting ready for their next drive. And he has put in a full game's work and then some. Just an incredible performance on the ground to this point in the fourth quarter. They'll work this out wide to Benson. And they'll get about half what they needed. It's a pickup of 5 and sets up 2nd and 5.
The 30-yard line.
They run out of the gun with Benson. And he'll get nothing here. Back to the line of scrimmage, and that's all. Third down, they need 5.
It's now 3rd and 5.
From the gun, here's Browning. Oh, and that throw not able to be pulled in. It's incomplete. Looked like he may have got a little ahead of himself there. And it's going to bring up 4th down. They'll indeed go. It's Browning. And that's going to be incomplete. They had to take that chance, trailing here in the 4th, but they will turn it over on down.
He isn't able to secure that grab through the contact, and they're quickly running out of possessions to get back into this game, Mike. I mean, their chance to come back was already slim to none, but Slim might have went just out the window as that ball hit the turf.
On first down, it's Love. He'll find Woods. That one is caught. That's a nice pickup on a first down throw. It's a gain of 8.
Brings up 2nd and a yard.
On the toss, it's Lloyd. He works free, right side. And he is out of bounds at the 2-yard line. Here's a chance to put this game away. First down and goal. They'll try to run this one in. Good blocking, and he's in. Marshawn Lloyd. Touchdown, Green Bay. His 2nd rushing touchdown of the year. Greg, that's one of those scores where it's not completely over, but it's getting to be about that time.
Yeah, Mike, I just think they're entering miracle stage right now, and I just don't think there's any coming back from this deficit.
Here's Lutz now for the extra point. The kick is good. And the Packers will open it up even further here in this fourth quarter. So now after the touchdown, Lutz going to send this one away. On the return, here's DK. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. The Niners offense ready to take over once more. Things not looking good. But see if they get the turnaround going here. They'll start this drive with first down. On play action, here is Browning. The pressure gets there, and down he goes.
Just simply more of the same, and you're just not going to have a lot of success, Mike, when you're constantly starting drives with 2nd and long, 3rd and long. It's just not a good way to play offense in the NFL, and here we go again.
Looking middle there, but it's incomplete. 3rd and a long way to go. drive is over before it can start. He's swallowed up to force fourth down.
Mike, this isn't real complicated. You're just not going to win a lot of NFL games when you continue to give up sacks at the rate that they are. I mean, this is just a complete disaster for this offensive line, and if they don't get it fixed, this game could be a runaway.
And not much doing there. They made sure he would not get free. The Packers offense in wideout, Matthew Golden, headed for their next possession. And he's had some kind of game. They made it a point to get him involved early. Boy, did that pay great dividends to this point. And that one shut down almost immediately. Good pressure from the backside. Left him nowhere to go. And no gain. They try again. It's 2nd and 10. Love firing to Golden. He'll get about 6 before he's taken down.
A gain of 6 on the play. And this is...
They'll throw here on 3rd and short yardage. And that is incomplete. Trying to get it to Savion Williams there. And it's going to be 4th down.
It's 4th down.
They'll take this in back at the 16. And he's going to be brought down after a short return. And that's where his team will get possession of the football. The Niners offense ready to see what they can do. They have likely one play left here north of the 2-minute warning as they're going to get started with 1st down. Trying to push the ball down the field. It's an interception. Picked off by the safety, Xavier McKinney. On the handoff, this is Jacobs. Hunting very difficult in these conditions. He gets forward here for a gain of about 3. They face 2nd down and 7.
Brings up 2nd and 7.
Once again, it's Jacobs. There he goes, inside the 30. And he'll take this one in. Josh Jacobs. Touchdown, Packers. Big play out of the running game as the back accelerates all the way to the house for the rushing touchdown.
And, Mike, when we talk about burst, that's what we're talking about, and they told us all week, be ready for this guy. He's got something special to him, and that long touchdown there is exactly what they're talking about.
The kick by Lutz is good. And the Packers are going to extend their lead.
49ers 10.
So now after the touchdown, Lutz going to send this one away. A safe kick taken at the 5. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. Here's the San Francisco offense ready to take possession of the ball once more. They'll start it here with a 1st and 10. They'll start this drive on the ground, and it's Connor. And he'll get about 6 there, setting up 2nd down.
Taken down at the 33-yard line.
Njoku, the tight end, is the one in motion.
2nd and 3.
On the handoff, this is Benson. And he's going to get it. 1st down, taking this one up past the 40-yard line.
A gain of 9 yards. And the 49er 1st down.
Back to throw, Browning. He's going to look for the home run ball. That'll be incomplete. And now we are down to likely just one more play. 2nd and 10.
2nd down and 10.
Here we go. One final play. He's going to try it here again. And the final throw of the game winds up incomplete. And that will do it. This one comes to an end. So, it's a win here for the visiting Packers. It was a game played in a driving rainstorm, but they would not let the field or the conditions deter them in any way. They're going to come away from here with a well-earned victory. So that'll just about do it for Greg Olsen and our entire team. I'm Mike Tirico. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. So long, everybody.